Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Chai with Gary. We're here to talk about Manchester United versus Chelsea. And I have with me Gary. Take it away, man.
Whoa, bro, what an amazing game, man. What an amazing game. I can't
Yeah,
believe I got up at 3:30 in the morning to watch the game. It was full of excitement.
it was. No, I could. So I've heard. You know what happened?
Uh,
I woke up. I was actually awake till 3 o'clock to watch this game. And then as soon as the game started at 3:30, I fell asleep. There was. As soon as I saw the
one word,
lineup,
one word, right?
yeah.
Ball fest.
Uh, as soon as I saw the lineup, I thought this was going to play out this way. I mean, I predicted a draw anyway, but tell me what you thought about the game. Before you go and get into that, tell me about the lineups. What did you think?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I saw the lineup and I was so frustrated.
Yeah,
I was so frustrated because look, we knew going into this game, we were on a good run of form.
yeah,
We won against Newcastle, and then we took that victory into PSG. And I was really expecting us to go with a strong team for this game.
yeah, yeah.
Man, was I wrong? I saw the lineup, and it was like we were basically behaving like the underdogs at Old Trafford. We were going there to like control damage,
Yeah,
I was just I this
yeah.
game was more frustrating to me than the
Uh-huh.
defeat of Tottenham. Okay, not gonna lie to you,
Okay.
right?
T- tell me, give me a little bit more information because I have a view, but I want to hear yours. So, what? Let's start with the lineups.
Okay,
What did you think? Yeah,
let's
let's
talk
start
about the
with the
lineup,
lineups.
right? Okay, so we both predicted what five at the back, right?
Yeah,
With a
yeah.
with a wing back, right? What did we do? We played four at the back, Lindelof in the middle, Harry
Yeah,
Maguire to Putney, the two slowest defenders. Okay,
yeah.
fine. What happened to Tellers? That's what I want to know, right? Was he injured or what? I just there's like I tried googling
Yeah.
news about
Tellers
injuries and all that.
injury.
There's
Yeah.
nothing out there. There's nothing there.
Mhm.
So I
He
don't
didn't
know.
even
He,
make the bench, did
he didn't
he?
make the bench, so he must have been injured, right? So uh, you know, classic Man United. Buy a player, he plays for a game, and then he's injured for the rest of the season. Very
I don't think
useless.
it was injury. I don't think he wanted to play five at the back. I just didn't think it was in his vision to do so.
Dude, all right. Forget the defense, right?
Forget the line. Forget the way they lined up. Right, as in
Yeah.
forget the formation. Let's talk
What?
about the players who were involved.
Yeah. So why? Look, if you were going to play with 4-4-3-3, right?
Yeah,
We had Meta on one side of the wing, and then we had
yeah,
Daniel James on the other side of the wing. Like those two players, like they don't work in synergy. They're completely different types of players, right? Meta is a player who you play against low block teams
yeah,
that need a bit of creativity there to kind of open up the defense. Daniel James is a speed merchant, right? He's going to go. He's there basically to beat the offside trap and
yeah,
to give a bit more pace down that flank. So
yeah,
it just made no sense with the formation. And then don't get me started with Marcus Rashford. Rashford playing up front alone. What the hell?
yeah,
We've gone through this for the last season. We know he doesn't do well up front alone.
yeah.
Like it just made no sense to me.
Man, I think I was really frustrated to see Dan James and Mata start the game, right? I literally, instead of Mata, he would have, sorry, instead of Daniel James, if he would have played Lingard, I would have still been okay with it because I could have seen his philosophy. Okay, there, he needs some pace. Lingard can come in the middle. He can create something. But I didn't see why Dan James would play at all, right? Poor guy is taking a lot of shit, but
Dude,
it
it's
was
not
not a
his
game
fault though.
curated.
Why?
Yeah, exactly,
Like
exactly.
there's this one person who has to be blamed for this whole thing, and Ole
Yeah.
Gunnar Solskjaer. Chelsea went up there. They put out their
Hmm.
best team, right? I
Yeah.
mean, they had Werner, they had Havertz, all the players we had in our preview, they all played.
Yeah.
Whatever reason, they were toothless up front. Okay, I don't care. But the thing
Yeah.
is, we Manchester United, we should be always looking to put our best team out there when we're playing at home. But clearly, we were
Hmm.
behaving like underdogs. So I just got really frustrated.
I got really frustrated with the lineups and just to see how they set themselves up in the field. I was really, really frustrated. I didn't think we could have scored a lot of goals with these formations, and that's how it kind of turned out to be. Right. The second biggest thing that I kind of wanted to ask you is what does Van de Beek need to do or Pogba need to do to get a start? Would you have taken those two people instead of the midfield that we did put forward?
Dude, you know what's the most frustrating thing, right? We were not playing well, fine. And all of a
Mm.
sudden, we bring on Cavani, we bring on Pogba. All of a sudden, we are playing well again. Like,
Yeah.
why didn't we just do that from the start? I said explicitly in the preview of this game, we need to go in strong. We need to hit one or two goals, and then we can kind of rest the players. So ideally, we would have started with Cavani. We should have started with
Yeah.
Pogba in midfield.
Hmm.
But who are we, right?
Yeah. Um, I think we lost the battle before it started in terms of how we set ourselves up. But during the game, talk to me about who played well. What do you think? I mean, who deserves mention? I know Lindelof had a really good game. Wan-Bissaka was playing well. Uh, I I mean, the
Dude,
forwards were few and far between.
obviously
Yeah,
the defenders are going to have a good game because there was nothing to do.
yeah.
Obviously, they're going to have a good game. Maguire somehow nearly
Mhm.
screwed up the game.
Oh
Like he had
yeah,
his arms around
yeah. It's
Asipuleketa,
a
like
yeah,
uh, like you're playing for Manchester United. You're supposed to be one of the best defenders in the world,
yeah,
and like you're point blank there. I don't know what you're trying to do. You're basically trying to wrestle the guy to the ground in your own penalty box.
yeah,
So I don't know, man. I'm still not convinced that Maguire. I
yeah,
think I think this would have been the classic Tuanzebe game. Tuanzebe should
yeah.
have partnered Lindelof if you're going to play with four
Mm-hmm,
at the back. Again,
mm-hmm.
we it's just poor selection to me. It's just poor
I
selection.
It all boils down to that, regardless of which way you see it, right? And from the 72nd minute or something like that, I think that's when Pogba and
Mhm.
Cavani came on. I think there was a bit of more, I think more work for their defense and their keeper. I think keeper pulled off a couple of good saves as well, which you would have expected any keeper who played for Chelsea to kind of keep out. But what do you think about the last 20 minutes or so? Did you think we did enough, or did you think we could have done better?
Dude, did we really have any clear chances? Like, did we have any shots that you could tell with the bottom of your heart that you know
That
uh,
deserved a goal?
that deserved a goal, or the keeper, if Mendy was not playing, it would have definitely gone in. There was just nothing out there to tell me that we deserve to win the game. That was the most frustrating thing. Uh, Cavani came in
The
and then
first touch, he
he
could have scored,
freaking,
right?
he could have scored that goal. Like, I mean, why did we start with him?
Yeah. But you know what?
Like,
I have this feeling that we were always looking out for a striker like Cavani. I think he'll play out in the same way like Falcao did. I have this very bad feeling inside of me saying there's so much of expectations resting on his shoulders, saying he'll come and pull off like a couple of worldies and stuff like that. But I think it'll play out like Falcao. But then that's the pessimist in me, right? Let's keep that for a different segment. But overall, what are your key three takeaways from this, man?
I guess I'll start with the first one. I
Yeah,
think the key takeaway, first one is like the formation.
yeah,
I really think we need to put a bit more trust in the 5-3-2 formation going
yeah,
forward. I think we've bought players to suit that formation now with
yeah,
Cavani there, and I think Teles as well. So we've got to look at finding a way to incorporate all the players we have with the new
yeah,
ones that we bought in the summer and try to get that system to work. I think
yeah,
it's a system that gives us a bit more width,
yeah.
um, a bit more creativity, I guess, going
Penetration, I
forward,
think.
penetration,
Yeah,
and we've got all the players to. We've got a ton of right backs and left backs that we can use to play
yeah,
on the wide position. I think we've got to start doing that. Um, the second thing I would say is that we've got to get our starting the players. We've got to play our strongest players to start with.
yeah,
We're Manchester United for God's sakes. We're not Stoke or something like that. When you're playing at Old Trafford, like Old Trafford is basically the theater of dreams, not the theater of fears or whatever you want to call it. Like we've got to basically play our strongest team from the get go, and then once you've got a goal or two, then you can look to change your players, bring in your substitutes to kind of give you a bit more stability, I guess, if you want to. And I think we failed to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And thirdly, I think uh, my third point would maybe be we've got to make the substitutions earlier. I think we took too long to make the substitutions.
Yeah.
60th minute. I don't know. Like going back to your question for Van der Beek, I don't know what he has to do.
Yeah.
And there was a point in the game where the camera just panned to his face, and
Yeah.
even he looked disillusioned about the whole situation. You have Daniel James starting up front
Mm.
when clearly he could have played a part in the game.
Yeah.
So I just don't know why did we even buy Van der Beek if we're not going to play him.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Look, for me, I think it was a very boring game. It played out because both managers were kind of scared to put out a team to go get the 3 points. Chelsea would have been happy with the draw, no doubt, because they're the ones coming to Trafford, and obviously with the run of results that Lampard's had against Solskjaer, he kind of wanted to shore up a draw, right? And so he did. I don't believe that we set ourselves to win. I don't think we wanted to win. I think the result kind of showed our intentions before the game started. I think this is the
no,
biggest.
the you see the worst part is just after the final whistle blew, the camera panned to the two managers, and Ole
Yeah.
had like a smile on his face, like he was like almost relieved that he got a draw
Right.
out of the game. So that
Yeah.
kind of tells you the mentality of the team going to the game.
Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. I mean, considering, see, there are two ways to look at it, right? In any other environment, I think we would have taken a nil-nil against Chelsea. I think we would have taken a draw against Chelsea, regardless the way we started, the way the season has panned out, inconsistencies, etc. I think we would have been okay with a draw. But the way we got the draw at Old Trafford, I think, is what's disappointing a lot of people. I think regardless who we play at Old Trafford, I think we should go for the win. And I personally think Solskjaer failed to do it. Now, I do have one critical question for the viewers, for yourself, for anybody who's kind of watching this. Is Do you think there's a bit of favoritism at United with regards to team selection? And I specifically am talking about Solskjaer's affinity to English players. Now, I'm going to name three people, and I want you to think about it and give me an answer. First of all, he's always fielding Harry Maguire regardless. I understand he's a captain, but we all know he deserves a rest, right? So he fields in Scott McTominay regardless of what happens. His go-to person is Scott McTominay, and the final person is Dan James. If he doesn't have his two wingers or inside forwards fit, he is always going to field in Dan James. Now, is there something that prevents him to take these people out or substitute them earlier? What are your opinions? Because that's the one thing that can't wrap my head around.
Dude, he's got a clear favoritism to British players. Okay, that I know for certain.
Yeah,
You can see that. Every game that we go into, McTominay. What did he do well against PSG? He was maybe okay there. This game, I thought, he really didn't do anything for the game. He should have gone out a lot earlier. Pogba should have
yeah,
come in a lot earlier. Daniel
mhm,
James probably the worst player for the game. He basically had a few chances where he could have gone and done something creative with the left. Again,
mm,
no ideas up front. Like
yeah,
he's basically he's basically a chicken that has got his head cut off and just running
yeah,
straight through the defense.
mm,
And then Maguire again, he didn't have his worst game, but again,
yeah,
the form coming into the game, with all the issues he's had, again he's
mhm,
been picked for the game. Like
yeah,
I just think that I really think that Ole is this manager who I don't know whether he really appreciates player talents. Like
yeah,
for him, I think it's work rate, fist pumping and things like that. Those things
mhm,
go a long way. So someone like Pogba, who's like a really good player, but obviously doesn't have the enthusiasm. Maybe will not get a chance. But else, someone like Harry Maguire, who comes out of press interviews and all that, and he says that, oh, we did our best, or we could have done better. That's it's just it just shows to me that the level of coaching
hmm.
and look, I don't even know what to say, man. I'm just so frustrated. I
I I mean, this has been eating me up since I saw the team lineup, right? And look, maybe he has his train of thought. I can't read into his mind and stuff like that. But it defies logic for me. And from there are players on the bench. Like let's take Pogba for now, right? He signed a new contract, whatever. Now you have Van de Beek who's come into the system. These two people are clearly better than the midfield that we've fielded out today, right? I just can't believe that there are certain players who always find themselves ahead in the selection lineup. I look, it happens with Tottenham as well. Now I'm going to take an example of Tottenham English captain in Harry Kane, right? He's always the first person on this thing, but he displays the amount of he's a leader. You can see it when you see that little whatever that sham
Dude, not
on
only is a
Prime is,
leader,
but
but he's got
he
quality. He's
performs.
a
He
quality
performs.
player.
Yeah,
He's a world class striker. Okay,
correct,
don't
correct.
don't don't tell me Harry Kane and Harry
Look,
Maguire just because they've got Harry doesn't make both of them world class. Okay,
no, no, I'm not even saying that.
but
I'm not
this
saying that. But on the Tottenham's, see, we're not even comparing them. We're comparing them minus the football talent plus only personality, right? I'm talking about those two because they seem to be influential in the dressing room. Is that what Solskjaer has picked up on? I don't know. I don't know. I don't want Maguire to start. I really don't. I want Axel to start. At least Maguire should take some time off to realize what he's done.
hi.
And
How can you tell me Maguire is a captain?
mm,
All right, I
dude,
want
I'm
I
not
want I want
saying
to
that.
I want to go back to the Tottenham loss. Right,
Yeah.
Martial, whatever it did during the game, it was wrong of him to elbow Lamela. Okay.
Mm,
Now, as a captain, okay, imagine if Roy Keane was the captain of the team. Do you
yeah.
think Roy Keane would have his hands on his hips, just watch the whole thing unfold?
He would have probably go. He would have punched one or two people. He would
He
have
would have gone
punched
and punched Lamela first thing,
Lamela, right? Yeah.
right? Harry Maguire is not a captain, man. Maguire is not a captain. All right.
Hmm.
There's little things like this that go a long way to show
Long
the
way.
rest of your teammates that you're a
Hmm.
captain.
Yeah.
And he's not. They've seen him.
Yeah.
They've kind of picked up on the vibes, and I'm telling you, they've got a lot of doubt about Maguire being
The,
captain.
and Solskjaer being the coach, I think. But that's a segment for later. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about in the comments as well, because we're trying to scratch our heads trying to decipher this.
Look,
But
and
all in
and
all,
yeah,
3 word review. What is it?
it's a missed opportunity. It
For me,
really
it was
is.
boring.
It was boring.
Yeah.
It was Chelsea were there for the taking, and
Yeah.
it was really it was basically a loss for us, I think. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
we've got bigger battles ahead. Bigger games coming up. So yeah, we've got to look at the next game.
Yeah. Good. Then thanks for joining me, Gary. And yeah, I'll probably see you next time. But
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for the video again. I apologize for my frustration. It was just a really hard game to take in. If you like the video, hit a like on the video, and please, please, please subscribe if you like the channel. Thank you.
and we'll see you guys soon, okay?